Hi guys, welcome to Shop Shot. My name is Butter.
My name's Kurt.
I'm Morgan.
And I'm AJ.
And today is our review of Star Wars: Rogue One. Just came out a few days ago. We've all fresh off seen it. And we're going to tell you what we thought. And this is going to be a spoiler-free edition. That's right. Hopefully, we're going to keep it spoiler-free.
Try to be as big as possible.
Coming from you, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't trust
King
you.
of spoiler alert.
Did you see the Suicide Squad?
I got tattooed on my knuckles. Spoiler alert. You know, as a huge Star Wars fan as I am, and seeing all the movies, I saw the special editions in theaters. I saw all the prequels in theaters. I really enjoyed it because this is something people say, oh, it's nothing new, but it's like, no, it's a story that was better than what it was executed before. It was a story of the rebels. It wasn't about a bunch of Jedis. It wasn't about a bunch of Sith lords with lightsabers. It was about the guys in the fucking mud and the fucking
no lightsabers in
no
the movie.
no lightsabers in the movie. And you know, I kind of thought that going in. I was like, you know, if there's no lightsabers, then am I going to be bummed? And I'm like, no, because I want it to be like Battlefront, like feel like I'm right there, the AT-AT's like shooting at me. And they did really well. Like, it's from Garth Edwards, who did the remake of Godzilla, and you know, it's kind of the similar feel to it. That it was like, it wasn't a Star Wars movie, but it was still like a really well executed war movie. It had like a feel to like Black Hawk Down. You know, it wasn't Saving Private Ryan, but it was definitely like Black Hawk Down. You know. They did well of showing the old world we all grew up and loved, with showing us some new things we haven't seen.
Yeah. New planets.
New planets. My biggest problem with the movie, my only spoiler, no crawl. There was no crawl. The movie just jumps in,
Get bummed.
and all of a sudden it says Rogue One, and then it goes in the story.
Yeah, I didn't really like that part of the movie because, like, when I understand it's not an episode movie; it is a Star Wars story. But when I see a Star Wars movie, like, I want to be fucking pumped. I'm about to see a Star Wars movie, and I want to feel like I'm a little kid again, about to see some crazy shit happen. And there was no crawl. I want to see, like, Star Wars, bam, ba-da-da, like, that gets you fucking pumped. How crazy did the movie theater go in Episode 7 when it did that? It's like, yeah, I'm back in it again.
It's three short paragraphs.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is that?
Well, I can even understand no words. I just want to see Star Wars. Like, you're about to see Star Wars Rogue One, or Star Wars Story, or some shit like that to get me fucking pumped and energetic about the movie. And like, that was one of my main concerns. Not the main concern, but like, I mean, I didn't like the movie as much as I did, and it's weird. Like, I feel bad about it. Like, why should I feel bad about not enjoying it as much as I did? Because like, when I first heard of the movie, you obviously we have the new episodes. We have 7, 8, 9 coming, and those are the new Star Wars. And I was really excited to see like the stormtroopers back in action again.
Old white stormtroopers.
I was excited to see the old ships, the old weapons, the old creatures, and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't really feel like that to me, unfortunately. But like, I felt like if you were to blur out all the stormtroopers, and if you were to blur out all the original ships, and I didn't feel like they were in it a lot, and someone showed you a clip from it, you wouldn't really be able to say what part of the Star Wars timeline it was in.
Ooh, that's a good
and
way
a
to
lot
put
of
it.
a lot of the ships also were reimagined, and I hope this is not a really big spoiler, but it takes place literally if you were to watch Rogue One, you could literally start Star Wars Episode 4 second later. And it's like, I'm seeing all these new ships. I'm seeing all these weird things that I've never seen before. And I'm seeing all this stuff, and it doesn't translate to it. And I'm trying to like rationalize it in my head. But the only way I can really rationalize it is like, are they doing that just because they want money? Like, there's AT-ATs in the movie, and they don't look like the AT-ATs. And like, so someone could be like, oh, well, actually, it takes place 5 years before Episode 5, and they're prototypes. Like, that shouldn't be a thing that you have to say to justify the movie.
It's an ATCT.
I'm trying to see.
Actually is.
I'm going to see the movie because I want to see old Star Wars. If I went back a year and a half ago and I showed you a picture of one of those, and I'm like, these are AT-ATs in The Force Awakens, you'd believe me because they looked all futuristic. And there's a point in the beginning of the movie too where they have a ship come in that's really similar to the Darth Vader, like the 3.1 that like folds up too. And it looks all. And if I showed you a picture of that too, like, where is that from? What episodes are that from? You'd probably say the old Star Wars movie. Like, why couldn't
Darth Vader?
Why couldn't they just have that ship be like the style of Darth Vader's one? And I know people might say, well, actually, that was reserved for the highest ranking people, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to this movie to see old Star Wars. I want to see the ships. Like, what made Star Wars to you guys?
Well, this did because it's before the Star Wars.
Shut up! The music made Star Wars. The vehicles made Star Wars. The weapons, the lightsabers, that made Star Wars. I understand that 7, 8, and 9 are going to be a new thing, and I can't really compare them to the old ones.
Yeah.
But like, I want to see old Star Wars. Like, the main problem I had with it, there was no original Star Wars music in it.
Yeah, that was my main complaint.
They started off with the medley of the original ones for the first couple of notes and stuff like that, and then they trailed off into something new. And I totally understand that. They're trying to get away from that. But, like, maybe you shouldn't, though. That's what made Star Wars. Like, the Star Wars themes are amazing. They could be used for any kind of thing, not just Luke's story, not
That's
just
why
Rey's
things
story.
parody it, though, because it's so classic that you
Yeah,
want
it is a
for
classic
everything.
and defined staple of that.
Okay, they did have like this slow, like Star Wars, like sad. Somebody's
But
gonna
it was a
die
cock
music.
tease, though. It was literally a
But it
cock
wasn't
tease.
like
It felt like a knockoff version of the actual music.
Okay, it was
It was like
pretty.
PBS
It was
did Star
pretty.
Wars.
It was like
Yeah.
specific. It was
And
more of like something from like the prequels.
Yeah. And
Not like classic Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm fine with a composer composing the movie, but at least have some parts have the original ones, and the other composers can maybe do a couple original scores,
Yeah.
original things. Like I don't not like the movie, and I don't hate the movie, and I don't love the movie. Like the third act of the movie, fucking amazing.
No, the best.
Best part.
It's
Yeah.
worth the ticket price alone.
Not in 3D.
It was awesome.
Don't see it in
Not
3D.
Don't see it in
Not
3D.
3D.
Don't need to
God,
see it.
I have no
Worth
gripe with
it.
that movie. Yeah, the 3D
Spoiler,
was awful
no
too.
3D.
Do not see it in 3D. I talked about in Doctor Strange how much I fucking hate 3D, and I love Doctor Strange 3D, but I saw this now and I fucking hate 3D now. it made
Thanks,
the
Star Wars.
movie like dim.
Yeah.
It has the whole movie has this dark tone to it, and they even do it with like the lighting. And like most of the movie, if you see in 3D, there's a lens that destroys all that detail
Yeah.
because you see this
It's a
awesome
gorgeous movie.
4K.
and I-
4K.
And I didn't get to see that.
Yeah.
Thanks, 3D.
So one of the things that I mean I really enjoyed it. I honestly I would say it's just a great movie. Some people are saying it's like as comparable as Empire Strikes Back, which is like a lot of our favorites.
Yeah.
And that's like sacrilege. So don't say
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah.
can't say that. Like
They
you're
must be
putting
getting
that.
paid for that.
Yeah, you got to be like George Lucas or something. Not even George Lucas. Somebody's got to say something about that. But like, I think it was a really good movie. I always tell people, have you ever played Battlefront? It's Battlefront the movie.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
That's
and,
true.
And even Gareth Edwards said like the whole premise of the movie is based off the scene from Hoth. Where you felt like when you were a kid, you felt like that lasted
Most
so
amazing
long.
scene ever.
Yeah.
It's a
awesome.
great scene. But the thing is you think about Star Wars in itself, it's about the story, the drama, everything that's going on in the families. But like that scene right there, you said that's an awesome scene. So he was just like, well, why don't we just make that awesome scene? Apparently 2 hours, but it was like I liked it because it's like we got this other side of Star Wars. I think from the initial standpoint, from like where the movie starts, there isn't a crawl, and I think it was like an artistic standpoint where they're just kind of like, this is not a Star Wars movie. And I don't ever tell people when people ask me about it, I don't say this is a Star Wars movie. It's totally Star Wars. There's a lot of stuff that is not Star Wars, and I don't. And it's unfortunate that it's even straight up called a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't think of that, but you go, oh, this takes place in the Star Wars universe, like the animated series.
Yeah.
It feels more like a cooler animated series, but it's in a movie instead of like like the Clone Wars movie where it felt a little bit fantastical.
It's like Star Wars Rebels, the movie. Like,
yeah, pretty much. Even one of the ships in Star Wars Rebels is in the movie. It's a little Easter egg in the
Which is
movie.
cool, for true Star Wars fans who've seen Rebels.
Yeah, so it was. I enjoyed the movie. Honestly, my biggest gripe is like it's a little bit too quick. It feels like there's a lot of expectation of people who are like super into the story.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's enough where it's like they're holding your hand enough. I feel like it would be better if they kind of like fleshed a little bit of the characters out. And like as seeing the movie, you never really care for the characters. You're like, that character.
I mean, I
this
really like that
character
robot, though.
I didn't
Stole
think
the show.
all the characters
best.
were developed enough for me to care about them. Like there was the robot
I was
and the
worried about
blind
that.
guy. I absolutely loved them. They were
Jiro.
extremely cool part of the movie.
Have your own movie, please.
Yeah,
But like
It was still cool to see them. It wasn't like relying on old characters that we've seen before, like Han and Chewie. It's like, yes, they felt similar, and it kind of felt forced. So like, oh, we need more characters. But like, it was great that this movie really didn't have to settle on acting, because this is not an acting film as maybe some of the other ones have been.
Yeah, I mean, like the third act definitely. I think the act 1s and 2 maybe there was scenes of action for sure, but I felt the in between parts. Because there was so many action in those ones, it like kind of lost my interest, and there wasn't a whole lot of character development.
Like that was my biggest gripe.
So for me, I enjoyed it more than I thought I was, but I came out of that movie thinking this could have just been a space movie. This was any kind of space movie with
not
a
necessarily
war.
Star Wars specific.
Not Star Wars specific.
With a Star Wars skin over it.
Yeah, it was like presented by Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's what I felt
pretty
it
much.
was. But I mean, I don't know if you guys, if you noticed this, but no one cheered in that for a midnight movie.
No.
Except for us.
It was,
there were a few times we laughed.
but our
no one
audience
said
was
anything.
responsive though. They laughed in all the funny parts.
They
But
laughed
not-
in the funny parts that were written to be funny,
Yeah.
not in the like goody little
But
like, oh,
Darth
here you go.
Vader
Oh,
on
true
the
fans.
screen?
No one
No
did
one cared.
anything. We were like,
For
what?
since the last 20 years, we won't count episode 3, but Darth Vader on the fucking screen in
No one
forever?
cheered.
And how he came out too was just so like,
Yeah.
why did no one react to that? I mean, I honestly didn't even think it was necessary, but it was so cool.
But-
Yeah, you didn't think it was necessary, right?
Yeah, I didn't think Darth Vader was necessary on anyone else. But it was the
Yeah.
coolest scene, like that whole fight scene. Anytime he's on the screen,
He's a necessary
But no one
character
cared.
in the movie. I just don't think the movie earned that part.
Earned the
And I
right
think
to
that's
use Darth
why-
Vader.
Yeah.
That's a big deal,
Yeah,
okay?
and there's an end scene. I won't spoil it for you guys. Some people really like it. Some people don't really like it. I think it's a little gratuitous. If
But
I
it
saw
looks
it when I
cool.
was 8 years old, I would have fucking loved it.
Yeah,
you would've
I would
lost
have
it.
cheered. I
Yeah.
would have gotten up
But
and
that's another
cheered.
thing. If I saw this movie when I was 8 years old or 10 years old, I would have fucking loved it. But like, why do I feel like that now as a 26-year-old man?
'Cause you want a
Do I
movie.
expect
Your child
more?
got us
Am
out.
I jaded? Am I just a pissed off human being? But like, or do I expect more from the Star Wars story?
You've lost your
that might-
childlike
Guy.
wonder.
Yeah, I think it may be a little bit of everything.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
biggest thing
I
that I
agree.
got from the movie, it felt like the reason why I liked it so much is I love playing with the action figures, and I felt like this movie was
It
somebody.
literally- yeah,
it
it
felt
felt
like
like
somebody had all the action figures, and
Yeah.
I feel like people have even said it in like most of the films. It's literally like he was just playing with his action figures. He's like, this shit would be cool, and then it's like this blows up, yeah. And
Well,
like,
there was one version before they did a whole bunch of reshoots before the movie was released. We were supposed to get a lot earlier, but originally the movie was supposed to be 75% of the movies from the cockpit or inside a spaceship. So you
Yeah.
are right. It's definitely like
That
some
would've been so
guy
cool.
was like, ew.
dude, I was in my
This is what my
seat
video game
like
looks
this.
like.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, ooh, like
Come to dinner. Quit playing Rogue One.
Yeah.
Squadron.
What did you guys think of all like the references in the movie?
It wasn't
I
too
liked
bad.
them.
Yeah,
There were
there
few
were some that were cool.
Without giving any away,
But
we're
there
not
was
getting
some that was like, how the fuck, or like, why, or like, felt so. But there was a lot of cool references too.
that guy. Did we need
Yeah,
him?
the people
Oh.
from the original "You'll Be Dead" guy, like they're on
The-
some
the
random
pig-nosed
planet,
man and the
but like it
walrus
takes
man.
place right before episode 4. Like, how the fuck did they get over there so fast?
Spoiler.
Nothing happens to that planet. Nothing.
Okay, so how would you guys rate the movie?
Like on a what scale?
On the Morgan scale, how do you rate this movie?
I'd probably say I have to give it a 6.5 Death Stars blowing up
Ooh,
out of 10.
okay.
Oh, so that's like an Alderaan and a half.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Pretty good.
It's a lot.
Well, I would say on the classic Kurtz scale, patent pending, there's a 2-scale system, both going 1 to 5. The first one is movie to film. The second one is bad to good, okay? I would say it's a 4 in the movie to film category, and it's a 3 in the good to bad category. I want it to be a 5, but I expect more from the Star Wars universe. So it's a 4-3.
Ooh. Still good score. That's a good
Yeah,
score.
it's
Decent
not bad.
score, yeah.
It's not a 1.
AJ, how would you rate it?
Out of 10 Kyber crystals, I would give it probably a solid 8. So about like
Yeah.
8 planets would probably be exploded.
Did you do your math correctly on that?
I think I did.
Okay.
Is it 1 per every
It's pretty one per.
or is it 1 for every like small central area?
It's the size of the planet. It really depends on what it is.
Is it based in an area code?
That's the one we're getting down to like the nitty gritty and the decimal point, but we'll get back to that later. If I were to personally rate it
Extended
as being either a Jedi apprentice to a Jedi council member, I'll say you're a Jedi master. You haven't gained a council member yet, but you are still. You've
Like that.
moved on.
Does he
You're
have a
no longer-
Padawan?
He's an
You
Obi.
are no
He's an
longer.
Obi.
He is an Obi.
It's an Obi.
Before
Oh, okay. Yeah,
an Obi.
it's Obi after he leaves
I
the
says,
war.
Master got murdered.
See, yeah. So it's like your inner child got murdered.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
I was Butter.
My name's Kurt.
Morgan.
I'm AJ.
And this was our shot-for-shot review of Rogue One.
And here you go.
Crawler names.
We did you a favor.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought of the movie. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
What is the name of Darth Vader's flagship?
The big dick baller. Is it the one that goes?
Oh, you mean a TIE? Yeah.
You mean a generic TIE fighter?
Are we talking about his bomber or his like the
big ship,
the
the Super Star Destroyer.
The Super Star Destroyer.
The one the one that like they like
Thanks,
takes
bro,
up
thanks.
a whole scene where it's just like flying past the camera and it's all
Yep.
yeah, okay, yeah.
That ain't his
I know what
shit.
it's called.